Hey guys, and welcome back to an NBA 2k18 rebuild. In response to their early elimination by the Utah Jazz, I thought it suiting that we start with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I've simulated the season, and we are here in the off-season with two of the main parts of this team, Paul George and Carmelo Anthony, both leaving in free agency. So we're going to have to replace all that scoring and defense from these players, and we're gonna have Westbrook and Steven Adams. Now, if we look at the player contracts at the moment, we got Westbrook for 5 more years, but the thing is, his contract is going to be $45 million at age 34. I don't know if that's going to be worth in the long run. Paul George and Melo both have player contracts. I'm accepting Paul George to decline his, and Carmelo Anthony to accept his. We're also going to have Paul Roberson on the books, and all these guys in purple will be free agents. Tyler Ferguson, the rookie, has 3 years left, but besides that, everybody on this team is available for being able to move at any time. So I fired Billy Donovan. Clearly that's what didn't work with this Thunder team the previous year. So I hired Matt Stauffer. At least I hope he's going to accept. I also need to get my assistant GM. That should be good. Otis Newman. Who else? We get our head coach and scout. Okay. Are we really? Okay. So we'll get Mike Stauffer, and after that, we should be good. Honestly, we don't need to get the rest of it. We don't have a pick. Our number 19th pick is actually owned by the Minnesota Timberwolves, so we're not going to sign either of these guys. Now, here we go to the player or team options. As I suspected, Melo accepts his $28 million option. Paul George declines his player option. So KD will be a free agent, and Paul George will be a free agent. No qualifying offers, which means we go straight into free agency. We are so underneath the cap room, it is ridiculous. Melo and Roberson are the main problems with this. We need to move them, and I need to find a trade for Carmelo Anthony. There are no trades, so I honestly need to just come up with a salary dump situation. Maybe get a top pick in next year's draft, but besides that, we're going to be extremely short-handed in this offseason. So I'm going to find a trade for Melo, find a trade for Roberson, and I'll bring you guys back with what I've done. So guys, I had to move Melo. I traded him for Jahlil Okafor. He's on a 3-year contract. I'm thinking he could be the next power forward, so we could play him, Steven Adams, and Westbrook as our main 3 options. And I may even look at trading him and possibly Steven Adams or Westbrook in the future, just because I don't think Russell Westbrook can play around other stars. He has to have the ball in his hands. He doesn't play off the ball well. He's good at getting assists, but he doesn't really make the players around him better. So we're going to have a lot of possible trades coming up in the next parts of this season. Looking at player progression, Okafor went up 6 overall, so it looks like he spent the last season in the G League. So I may even send him back to the G League again, just to bump his overall as much as humanly possible, just to see if Westbrook can get a season on his own going. I also want to send Terrence Ferguson down to the G League. So we're going to have a lot of things to go around. Let's go ahead and jump into our training camps. Send Okafor to an untapped potential. We should have at least one of those camps available. Let me go ahead and get the 2019 draft. And we should have at least one of those untapped potential camps available to use on Jahlil Okafor. So we're going to use this on Jahlil Okafor, B+. Going to use one on I'm going to use one on Steven Adams just to get his potential as high as possible. And then we're going to send Terrence Ferguson as well. And that should be good for the start of this first season. So this is really a rebuild season around Russ and Steven Adams. I'm going to send Okafor to the G League. Also going to send Terrence Ferguson to the G League. I guess we need to sign one more player. So let me just sign. I'll just sign Darren Hilliard for a year. And then we can send Terrence Ferguson down to the G League and bump his overall up. So I'm going to simulate through this season. Hopefully get a decent draft pick, or hopefully Russ goes off. But anyway, I'll see you guys at the end of our first season. So at the end of our first season, we went 49-33. Pretty good mark for this depleted team. Giannis MVP, Trae Young Rookie of the Year, Bagley 6th Man of the Year. Here are the rest of them. I don't know if we're going to see Russ. There he is. Very nice. I played him a ton of minutes. 22, 7, and 7. A little bit lower than I thought he would do. He's getting a little bit less minutes per game. I'll bump that up next time, definitely. But still a very good season from him. 5th overall seed going up against the Hornets with Anthony Davis, Cousins, and Mirotic. Jonathan Motley off the bench. Drew Holiday up to an 86 overall. I don't know how we're going to do. But before we do, let's take a look at the stats real quick. Of course, Russ, Steven Adams with the double-double, and Justin Anderson and Urebko. Our bench put in pretty good work this season. And I want to see how Okafor progresses before the end of this year. Okafor is an 84 overall. I swore I had morale off. Let me go change that real quick. That should be off in the first place, the morale impact. Morale effects, there we go. Now, Okafor, 84 overall. So he went up 4 overall, pretty good. Ferguson went up 7 overall, which I'm very happy about. So, versus New Orleans. Ooh, I need to rebuild the rotation. I nearly forgot. We got Okafor and Terrence Ferguson back. So I want to move Ferguson into the starting lineup and give those minutes to Terrence Ferguson. So I'm going to lower McConnell, lower pretty much everyone on the bench. Get rid of Darren Hilliard. And I'm going to give these minutes to the rest of them. Terrence Ferguson can go up. Okafor can go up, and Adams can go up. There we go. So, facing the Pelicans, we steal game 1 after 23-11 from Russ. We up 2-0, stealing both games at home. 2-1, they steal a game in our house. We get game 4, and they get game 5. And we are able to take care of New Orleans in 6 games behind Steven Adams' crazy performance. Is my system messed up again? We're Russell Westbrook, and we got to play through the star. We're going to shoot it well. There we go. Now up against the Houston Rockets. Let's see how they're looking. Of course, the 2 great stars, Harden and Chris Paul. They got Ilyasova, Eric Gordon off the bench. Pretty good team, of course. Let's see how we fare. We actually are able to steal game 1 behind a triple-double from Russell Westbrook. They, of course, take game 2. They take game 3. We are able to come back in game 5, tie it up, and able to advance to the conference finals off of a game 7 victory, where Russell Westbrook went off with 38, 10, and 8. Crazy game from him. Now we're going to go up against the San Antonio Spurs. Milwaukee beats Cleveland. So let's look at these Spurs. They have Dwayne Wade, DeJounte Murray, of course, Kawhi, and LA. Rudy Gay, Laverne Parker off the bench. We should be able to hang with them. We take game 1 by 22. Okafor went off. They get back with us. 2-1. We're up 2-2. 3-2, and we are in the finals the year after losing Paul George. That is absolutely insane. We're going to be facing Toronto with Kyle Lowry, DeMar DeRozan at the 3, Valanciunas up to an 88 overall. Game 1, we take game 1 by 50. Westbrook with 20, a triple-double, Ferguson with 25, Okafor with 20, Steven Adams with 20 and 20. We lose game 2. We lose game 3. We tie it up behind a near triple-double from Westbrook. We lose game 5. We tie it up. We're going to a game 7. And we take the title in year 1 with Russell Westbrook averaging a near triple-double in the finals. What a series. We are able to take home the title with this team. Okafor, Adams, and Westbrook. Terrence Ferguson is gone. We do have a team option on him, though. Jamal, here is everybody retiring. That is just unbelievable to me that we're able to take home the title with just Westbrook pretty much leading the entire team. League meetings all rejected. Good. We're going to have a late pick. We're going to have the 30th pick, of course. The Celtics are getting the 3rd pick with that Sacramento Kings pick. Trainer, I want to sign back Navarro. And then I want to get a good CFO, so that should be fine. Boom, boom. Okay, I'd rather have the trainer, so that should be fine. I'm just going to go skip over the NBA draft. And we get O'Shea Brissett. Oh, I've actually heard of him. He could be a good backup. Player options, we're going to retain Patterson, and we are going to retain Terrence Ferguson as well. Paul Millsap on the market. Everybody else staying the same. I'm going to extend the offer to Darren Hillard. I'm going to get rid of the rest of these guys. And here we go, free agency of year number 2. We actually have $8 million to work with. Melo's a free agent again. Let's see here. I want to keep a cap hold on these two. I kind of want to keep... I'm going to keep cap hold on you. I'm also going to keep one on Shabazz Muhammad and renounce Dakari Johnson and Grayson Allen, to where we should have some money to sign backups. I just need minimum players. Kufus, looking for any young players I could get. Marcin Gortat is a backup center. What do we need? We're good there. We need a small forward. No, we need a shooting guard and a backup center. Shooting guard and a backup center. Let's see what we have here. Ellington, I'll take Alec Burks. Take Alec Burks in a backup center. We could go... yeah, we'll just go with Zeller here. These two should be good. So we're going to get Burks and Zeller. And I'm really liking how this team is coming together. So we could... Paul George back on the free agent market. After this, let's check who they're going to sign with, actually. So they are gone. No, Melo is still in the free agent market. Let's see his offers. The Nets and the Kings. Oof. He is getting a lot of money, though. So, let's see where our players go. Looking for Paul George and Carmelo Anthony. Let's see. Where are they? Where are they? Paul George. I'm not seeing them. Where are they? Not the Lakers. Carmelo signs with Brooklyn on a 3-year, $77 million deal. Paul George goes back to Indiana, matching up with Miles Turner and Victor Oladipo. That is going to be a major threat in the Eastern Conference. Paul George returning to Indiana. Wow. So I'm happy with how free agency went for us. Let's go ahead and zoom through the rest of the offseason. We get Darren Hillard. Player progression. Ferguson up 6, Okafor up 5, and even Westbrook at age 30 is going up by 1 overall. Everybody's going up except for Patterson. May want to trade him. I'm actually going to look at trades for him once the season starts. And that should be good. So I'm going to bring you guys back at the end of season number 2, hopefully in prime position to make another title run. At the end of the season, we end up going 51-31. Here are your rookies and your sixth men and all the things you need to know. God, Trae Young at 29 and 9 a game. Good Lord. But either way, where is my man Russ? I guess Russ isn't here. I don't know how good of a season he actually had. But we still were one of the top seeds in the West. We were the 3rd seed. Looking at the stats, 21, 8, and 8 for Russ, 20 and 8 for Okafor, Terrence Ferguson with 16, Adams with a double-double, and Alec Burks with 11 and 5. I'm happy with that production. But again, we're going up against a very, very dangerous team in this Pelicans. They added JJ Redick, DeMar Carroll, and Enes Kanter in the offseason, which is going to be a really hard 6 seed to beat, as they steal a game from home. We tie it back up 2-2, up 3-2, 3-3, and wow, first round out. Terrence Ferguson did not play well. Steven Adams is nowhere to be found. So I may be looking at trading something in this final season. Trading Steven Adams or trading somebody else just to get another dynamic player around Russell Westbrook. What do you know? Cleveland as the 5 seed. The Knicks were the 2nd seed. Oh, Trae Young. That's it. That's why the Knicks made it all the way there. They couldn't have done it without him. But gonna go through this final off season. Gonna try and put enough pieces around Russell Westbrook to where in our final season we will be going for our 2nd title in 3 years. So in our final season we end up going 52-30. Here are the awards. Steven Adams, Defensive Player of the Year. Happy to see that. Brad Stevens, 60-22. No Thunder, no Thunder. Russ isn't even on any of these teams. That's surprising. But 4th seed, Westbrook, Ferguson, Burks up to an 80 overall. Napier, Zeller an 80 overall. Steven Adams to the local 4. I like how this team is coming together, but we are dealing with the Timberwolves with 293 overall. Pluses, Towns, Wiggins, Jaren Jackson, Peyton, Olynyk, Collison off the bench. So we're going to have a decent amount of trouble with them, I would predict. 2-1. They tied up 2-2. It's 3-3. Let's go ahead and simcast through this just to see if we would have a fighting chance. There we go. That's what I'd like to see. Able to take the final game behind Terrence Ferguson. 24 points from him. Now, oh boy, Golden State. This is where things get interesting. By the way, Dallas was the number 3 seed. I don't know how. I guess Langford and then Monk, Mike Scott, and Nerlens Noel. They have Mike Conley now. Brandon McCoy, Ali Alkins. They have a lot of depth on this team. My goodness. Dennis Smith Jr. So, yes. We're facing the Golden State Warriors. Of course, they have their 90s all over the place. They have Boban now. Pretty much, they have our old player, Andre Roberson. This is going to be a very difficult series for us. We actually steal a game at Oracle. They take game 3. We take game 4. They take game 5. And that will be the end. If any team to lose to Golden State. They are the best team. Not that great a shooting that ended up doing us in, but still a very good team that we have put together here for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Okafor really proving to be a great player for this team. But that will be all for today. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit that like button for more NBA 2K18 rebuilds. Be sure to subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time.